All right, here we go. Catching up with an old friend of the show, Stephan Bonnar. What's up, Stephan? How you doing?
Catching up
Not
with.
bad, fellas. There we go.
There you go. I was going to ask you,
Wow.
you on a hoverboard or something? We couldn't get you in frame.
No, I just did a podcast the other day on I was on my ripstick for a little bit of it. Remember those things? Ripsticks? You move them like a hula hoop kind of, but it's like a skateboard, just two wheels though. It takes some skill. When I had that office downtown Vegas with the half pipe, we'd cruise those around there. But now I busted it out, dusted the cobwebs off, and my son has a little skateboard with the handles, so we go out together. But
You
it's
still out in Las Vegas?
yes, sir.
All right. How is it out there in terms of like how it is in Vegas for us? I mean, it seems like you guys have a whole different type of lifestyle out there. I know Lake Mead's closed, but how's your area?
They tried to tape it off with the caution tape, but the little playground and the basketball net and court and whatnot. But we just not we, but everyone. It just keeps getting torn down, and kids are playing on it. It's no big deal though.
So catch me up here a little bit. I mean, I still see you promoting wrestling. Back in the day when I would try and book you, it was tougher because when you got out of fighting, you were doing some trading of stocks, I believe. Then I see
Yeah.
You're training pro wrestlers and ring announcer. He was a guest ring announcer recently. And then I hear you're going to be wearing the promoter hat. You are the president of NSC. NSC, by the way, has, if all goes right, a show coming up on June 27th. It'll be NSC 14. So look at
22.
you.
22?
Oh, NSC 22.
The Deuce.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. June 27th. Yeah. Northern Lights Casino. We had to sell out the last show. And I got Real Water sponsoring the show. Chad Greenwick's Vodka Grey Duck is our big boy sponsor. So we're doing really good, man. And I'm looking to expand into the Midwest. I was born in Hammond, Indiana. I want to do a North Star Combat in that area, in the Chicago area, and just territory, man. Everything's circular, I believe. And, I fought at the Hammond Civic Center. My first fight, I had an internship there. I was born right across the street there, and now it only makes sense. Just pro wrestled in that area for the first time within this last year. I did a couple shows, so coming full circle, man. Gonna go back home, put on a show, and just like it's 01 and I'm having my debut. I don't know. It's exciting. Exciting times. Exciting times. It's good to be a big fish in a small pond, you know?
Well, I got to ask the question, why now? Because a promoter's job is difficult no matter what time period you're in. But to top it all off, everything that's going on right now, what are some of the challenges that you're going through, and how bad can it be day to day? Are you having some success?
Yeah, probably the biggest challenge is just getting exposure. So trying to get Forrest come out, call the fights with me. I had him on the Real MMA show. So he he wasn't going to be able to because he was scheduled to go to China. Plans have changed, so hopefully we'll get him on. But we'd like to get on Fight Pass. You think after all the credit of me and his fight having the impact it did for the company, you think I'd be able to get on Fight Pass? It's a good show. We got a great production team. Cyrus Fees, it looks top notch, and putting the asses in the seats. The bottom line, asses in the seats. Do good on merch there. We had Severn up at the last show, so it's a good show. I don't see why not. Give us a little shot, man.
Yeah, and so is that one of the cards you will play? Have you already had that meeting regarding Fight Pass? And if so, will that be one of the things you give them a reminder of? greatest fight ever, in UFC history?
I mean, yeah, so far we got rejected, but he just said, just keep working on your product and maybe we'll reconsider you. And we have, and we've made some improvements. So hopefully they'll reconsider.
How are you in regards to, this is a question I want to ask you that I carry over from other sports. Magic Johnson, one of the greatest basketballers ever, terrible coach. All right. Michael Jordan, one of the greatest basketball players ever, hasn't had much success as an owner. I can name a few others, but I think their bar is so high because of what they did that at the same time, I don't know if they've been able to connect with the younger generation. How will you be able to do that, being that you've had a career that took you to great heights in the UFC, and you won in the UFC, and you're a Hall of Famer in the UFC? So how do you relate to them? How do you cut them a break, but at the same time also push them to get the best out of them?
Wow. Did you just put me in the same sentence as Michael Jordan? Come on, man. No, I just have my hopes set really low. And, we do pro fights too, the cards are pro-am. So, we'd like to run primarily, graduate up to a totally pro show. And I mean, that's a reasonable goal. And we got a good relationship with Northern Lights Casino up there in Walker, Minnesota. And we could present that to these other casinos and say, hey, look, man, we're bringing a lot of people in and making the casinos money. Give us a shot. And that's the plan. That's really the plan.
I didn't mean the pitch to grow the promotion. I meant the pitch to fighters. Like when fighters go, I don't want to cut weight. Can I do the catch weight? Or just fighters complaining. That more like you connecting with the young fighters is what I meant.
See. Yeah, like I guess, I guess they're gonna listen to me. Like I've been there, done that, So no excuses. I get the most out of guys, so I got that going, and I just guys, the young guys I noticed, they want to go put on a show, they want to. It's like you see the or the Dana White show. Like those guys go on there trying to impress Dana White, and that's kind of how it is. Like on a smaller level, and it's kind of flattering, but at least I've walked the walk.
Right. You're focusing. It appears in the Midwest, especially way towards the north. Is that just like are you guys have a laser focus towards wrestling, since wrestling's so big in that area, or is there an actual fighter that North Star Combat types, like a prototype of what you guys look for when you're scouting?
Athleticism, hard punches, good wrestling, and that's what you get, man. You get corn-fed country boys up there that are pretty powerful wrestlers, So, really good talent. The guys, a lot of them are really green, but you just see so much raw talent and just explosive power and, just instinctive, like that grit wrestler instinct. And that's what you need for MMA.
Are you still trading, by the way? I mentioned that earlier, but are you still even involved in that?
I mean, yeah, right now, we're on a big, I don't know. I don't want to be too pessimistic, but it's going down. So the thing to do now is I have my Ameritrade account, and I'm just certain companies that I like. I'm picking up at deals, and I'm swing. I'm not day trading. I'm swing trading. That's where you just hold on to things and buy what you like because everything's on sale. But take your time, So,
Yeah. I've been trying.
It's going. It's gonna keep going for a while.
Yeah, I was saying I've been hearing a little bit about that as well from other friends, similar to what you said, just because of what we're going through. But so you're wearing that hat, and then the pro wrestling. I see that you're still active on social media.
Yeah, but check out too if you're locked up, Hytiva, Cannabis on Demand, HYTIVA. We're primarily a tech company, but it's online cannabis research, much like a weed lab. Weed maps are a leaf lab, but only a lot more educational. Some good strain review videos and really simple to use. And it's the same. Our team is the same team that built the UFC.com website. And it's everything's coding. So it's like 5 years of the same coding as a structure to build this on. So this volume that's coming in because all the dispensaries are closed have to go delivery. Our site's able to handle it no problem, and we're doing really well. And so check it out. Hytiva.com. Everyone's got to order their weed delivery now, and especially around here in Vegas, we do a great job. We'll fill that order no problemo. And then two, stay healthy. Coronavirus going around. Drink your real water.
There you go.
It's ionized. It really electrocutes the germs, and you don't get sick.
I want to go into a little bit of history with you because you brought something up, and I thought about you the other day. The other day was the anniversary of Hagler Hearns, and it's a boxing match that people talk about. It was years ago, but we still talk about it. We still remember it in our heads. When the fight that you brought up earlier with Forrest Griffin, when that gets brought up, sometimes it gets talked about as the Hagler Hearns of MMA. Do you agree with that? And how are you when people bring that fight up? Are you kind of over it at this point, or do you enjoy still talking about it?
Yeah, fuck. I don't care. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. It had a big impact. It's right what the sport needed, and it kind of raised the bar. I mean, a lot of the fighters hated me in Forest after that and said I could do that. And you saw fights just getting better as a whole. So I think, it's cool to have positively impact the thing you love more than anything growing up your whole life, martial arts. And it's like, wow, kind of surreal. Like, try not to think about myself too much. I feel better that way. But, when people lay that on me, it's like, oh, okay, I'll grease up the old ego and take it. It's a good compliment because, like, coming up in like the early 2000s, fighting at the Hampton Civic Center in '01, like I was really into classic boxing, and oh my God, the Hagler Hearns is just the most legendary 8 minutes ever in the history of the sport. So to be like you put me in the same sentence as Jordan, I grew up in the '90s in the Chicago area, man. It's like so I didn't even feel worthy to hold the dude's jockstrap. And then saying this, you guys are too nice. But
I'm going to add more to that because you're also big of history in regards to season 1 of The Ultimate Fighter. There's a guy named Diego Sanchez who's still chugging along. He's possibly rumored to fight Damian Maia. When this dude goes to battle, do you guys have that type of camaraderie from season 1 where you root for him, and also if he gets a win, is it like a win for the season? Do you guys ever compare seasons to other seasons and go, hey man, we're still chugging, that's our dude? How does it feel when that happens?
When Diego's fighting, there's a part of me fighting too. My heart rate and adrenaline go way up, and I'm right in there with him. It was great. He came out before his last fight to my gym and trained for a week, and it was just great. It was really a treat to the students. He's brought a bunch of CBD joints for everyone. It was great. Brought us T-shirts too, and he just got himself really centered, and it was a great experience for both of us. Like I know I was elevated after that. Him and Josh like raised my spirits being spending a week with them. Everyone, they're weird, far out guys. Yeah, but spend some time with them, and you're gonna feel good. I guarantee it.
That's awesome, man. What you just said, seriously, that just goes to show you, that you guys did have a little bit of a lifetime brotherhood that's out there. You mentioned Forrest earlier. You just mentioned Diego, so that's very, very cool to hear, Stephan. I mean, it's unfortunate that the younger generation sometimes doesn't take the time to learn the history, and
Yeah.
and I know that sometimes it doesn't sit well with me, and I don't know if that's the same with you. Luckily I got to see UFC 1 and all that, but I always felt like your generation followed UFC 1 all the way through whenever they started. I feel like the new generation is just showing up and like they haven't cracked the history book.
Yeah, definitely they haven't, but they will. They'll get deeper and deeper into the sport, and then they'll dig through the history of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Growing up as a little shit kid, I hated history, and then as I got older, I got to appreciate it a lot more.
Is that when you were growing up? You told us about the times when the kids would call you Stephanie Bonnar. Remember that one?
Oh yes. Oh yes.
What started the street fight career?
Yeah. Geez, yes. That was childhood, man. Back when I grew up, that was another thing. Like, I don't think the kids today. For example, a lot of questions I ask like a younger kid that I may meet in anything I do, whether it be the high tea or real water trading. Have you ever been in a fight? Or even just guys coming in the gym, and you'd be surprised at how many kids nowadays have never been in a fight. And just mind-boggling. So,
Yeah. All right. Well, listen.
Yeah, times are changing, brother.
There's still over 2 months before June 27th, so we hope for.
And remember when I tried to do these interviews on the phone with you, and you'd make me come to the studio kicking and screaming, and now I'm ready and willing to come to the studio, and no Candido.
Well, like I was saying, we're still over 2 months away before June 27th for NSC 22. So hopefully this thing subsides, your show goes on, and if we're back in studio, we can come back, right before fight. We can do one strong promotion. By then you'll have a card put together and everything.
Yeah, man. Hopefully we open back up soon. Minnesota's supposed to open on May 4th, and us not till then to May. That's some BS, I'm telling you. But thanks for having me on, fellas. Always a pleasure.
Take care, Stephan. Be safe.
All right. See you guys.
Yeah.